second base.
Next pitch missed outside from Mattinson for ball 3. So a 3-2 full count now for Peyton Marks as he stands back in on the left side. So it's right on left. Mattinson, right-handed pitcher, out of the windup. The payoff pitch misses upstairs for ball 4. And Marks will draw the leadoff base on balls for Union.
You know, last week we saw Mattinson play. He settled in just after a couple batters, but when he was missing high, and that's where he's missing this afternoon.
Talking to Coach Park a little bit more before the game, just off the air, about the switch from Kearns to here and later and all the you have to deal with that. As Gannon Labron steps on the left side, Mattinson again misses upstairs for ball 1. He said Kenyon Mattinson has thrown a ton of innings off this mound. They played their fall ball here, and a lot of their players play fall ball here, and so it's a mound he's familiar with. But it's really turned out to be, right now at least, pretty nice outside, other than the chill in the air.
It's especially nice in here where we are. We're in this fantastic press box.
Yeah, brand new. Throw over to first is going to go out of play into the stands. And so moving up on the air will be Peyton Marks on the first error of the day. Will be charged against Juab.
A little bit of an unforced error right there by Mattinson. A throw that just got away from him and finds its way into a couple rows up into the seats.
He continues to work from the stretch. A 2-0 hitters count to Labrum. At second base, Peyton Marks. In scoring position for the Wasps. They do have the outfielder shifted towards the right, so playing at Labrum to pull it. 2-0 pitch. Misses high and tight for ball 3 and a 3-0 count.
Hasn't seen anything he's liked at this at-bat. They are playing the left fielder almost straight up right now. I mean, obviously something that goes to left with a left-handed batter is going to cut. Going to go to the line, so.
Yep. Right field and center fielder shifted, but left field, as you said, did stay straight up. Ball 4, high and away. So back-to-back walks issued by Kenyon Mattinson. Josh Park out of the dugout, steps up in front. I don't think he wants to go out for a mound visit. He just wants to talk to Kenyon, say, hey, you're good. Gives him a thumbs up, says get the guy right here at the plate. As P.J. Hancock steps in on the right side. Runners will again take their lead. Corners are in on the grass. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1.
There you go. Maybe Coach Park said, hey, don't do anything fancy. Get a fastball across the plate. If he hits it, let your defense, help you. You've got middle infield playing at double play depth right now, and corners in.
Mattinson takes the side from Hansen again behind the plate. Checks Marks at second. There's the 0-1 curveball. Over the top of him. Throw down to second by Hansen is not in time as Marks dives back safely. He had squared to bunt. Had to pull it back as he watched ball 1 go by.
That thing went over his back, actually. He didn't watch it go by. It went over his back. And Hansen made a great throw out there, and Austin Park was covering second base. That was a little bit closer play out there at second base than I thought it might be.
1-1 count, 2 on, no outs here in the top of the first. No score between Union and Juab. Again, he'll score to bunt, fouls this one into the Union dugout on the right side for strike 2. So a 1-2 count now to Hancock.
This is an aggressive move right here by Coach Labron. He's got his number 3 batter up here, and he's just thinking, man, let's get some runs on the board, move some guys over. And he's doing whatever he can to get runs across the plate.
Mattinson sets the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Hancock will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. First strike out of the game for Kenyon Mattinson.
Good hard fastball out over that kind of a little bit elevated fastball right there to record a strikeout for Mattinson.
So that'll bring Tyson Marks to the plate. He hits on the left side, so lefty, lefty, righty, lefty. First 4 batters for Union. Mattinson going to throw to second. Marks able to dive back safely.
We saw that called play work last week in the Juab Delta game. They picked a guy off at second base doing that timing play.
Yeah. There's the first pitch to Tyson Marks on the outside edge, strike 1. Peyton Marks at second, Gannon Labrum at first for Union with 1 out. There's the 0-1 from Mattinson. Same spot, strike 2.
Good pitch right there, just painting that outside corner, and yeah, that was in the exact same spot as that last pitch.
So an 0-2 count now to Tyson Marks. He'll dig back in the left side. Runners take their lead here with 1 out. Again, they are playing him to pull as the center fielder and right fielder. Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3 as Tyson Marks will watch 3 straight pitches go by. He'll go down looking for the second out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Kenyon Mattinson.
Mattinson starts the game walking the first 2 batters. He comes right back and strikes out the next 2.
Brings Hayden Rich to the plate now, the catcher for the Cougars. Again, the runners take their lead. Mattinson checks Marks at second. First pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. Strike 1 to Rich.
Good aggressive swing there by Rich.
He'll work his way digging back in on the right side. The 0-1 from Mattinson. In there for a called strike 2 and an 0-2 count. Hit the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, Mattinson, he's really found himself in these last couple batters, and he's getting locked in right now.
Yes, he is. Again, the runners will take their lead as Mattinson sets. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the right side out to 90th South as Hayden Rich battles.
Lots of balls go out onto that highway.
How many windshields do you think get broken on this?
There's got to be a decent amount. I was watching that one. There was no cars when that one landed. And it bounces across the road.
0-2 pitch on the outside half for a called strike 3, and Rich will go down looking for the third out of the inning. Third strikeout of the game for Kenyon Mattinson. The Cougars get 2 on, but no more as they go no runs on no hits, 1 error, committed by Juab, and 2 runners left on base through 1/2 inning of play. It is Union 0, Juab 0, and 3A state tournament bracket play on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a professional, personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they are committed to providing value beyond the project. It is their goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Serving our local communities is something they are proud of, and it has been their privilege to do so for the past 40 years. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
You benefit from the big savings and teamwork when you deal with Jorgensen Chevrolet and Jorgensen Ford, also known as the Jorgensen Automotive Group. The Jorgensen Auto Group will save you money and hassle because the Jorgensen Auto Group will make sure you get a good deal with every car, truck, and SUV at both Jorgensen Ford in Richfield and Jorgensen Chevrolet in Ephraim. If you're within the sound of my voice, rest assured that the Jorgensen Automotive Group makes car buying less stressful and cheaper than the big megacity dealers every day. Team up with the Jorgensen Automotive Group today.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit ipautah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Live high school sports action on
KSVC.
Back here at Salt Lake Community College, let's give the starting lineup for the Juab Wasps, the second-seeded home team in this game. First off, leading it off is the center fielder, number 7, Bryce Bowles. Hitting second, the shortstop, number 11, Austin Park. Batting third is the first baseman, number 23, Connor Cowan. The cleanup hitter is the pitcher today, number 19, Kenyon Mattinson. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 25, Kai Hansen. Batting sixth is the third baseman, number 17, Garrett Hofer. Hitting in the 7 hole, the right fielder, number 16, Jimmy Larson. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 5, Trayson Coombs. And rounding out the batting order for the Wasps is the second baseman, number 1, Luke Marostica. Again, Peyton Marks on the mound for Union, a right-handed pitcher. And Bryce Bowles did watch strike 1 go by, squared the bump, pulled it back, called strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to miss low and in for ball 1 for Marks, and a 1-1 count.
Rich, he tried to sell that one to the official right there. Did a good job framing that, but the official wasn't biting on that one. Too low.
1-1 delivery. That one's in there for a called strike 2 to Bowles. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Marks chooses to work from the stretch. There's the 1-2 pitch. Just a bit outside. Bowles had to help the umpire know where that one was.
Yeah, he let him know that was a little outside blue. You don't need to call that one. I'll get one more pitch. Looks like the infield and the outfield is playing Bowles straight up right now.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Curveball, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Bowles will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. First strike out of the game for Peyton Marks.
Good pitch right there by Marks. He challenged him, and it wasn't something that Bowles liked, but it was close enough he had to swing at that one.
Brings Austin Park to the plate now for Juab. He stands in on the right side. They are going to play him to pole with the outfield for the Cougars. First pitch from Marks. Curveball swung on, high pop up to the right side. Into foul territory goes Tyson Marks, and he'll make the play at first base for out number 2, so a P3 for Park. Pop up to the first baseman for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, he's chomping at the bit. He hit that one and just got out a little bit on his front foot. Hit that easy play right there for the first baseman from Union.
Brings Connor Cowan to the plate now for Juab. He stands in on the right side. First pitch from Marks. Off speed, misses low and away for ball 1. Again, he'll come set. The 1-0. Another curveball swung on, high fly ball into center field, tailing away from Labrum, but Labrum on his horse, able to make the catch for out number 3. So an F8 for Cowan, fly out to center field for the third out of the inning as Marks sets him down in order. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Through 1 inning of play, it is Juab 0, Union 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
As a parent, you never want to see your child struggling with suicidal thoughts. But today, the threat is hidden deep within their phones. That's why I rely on Bark. Built by parents, for parents, Bark's award-winning dashboard monitors text messages, emails, and over 30 different apps and platforms for potential safety concerns. Hey, can we talk?
We at Centricom want to help every family protect their children. Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
We're back here at Cape Field at Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen. Appreciate Adam Coombs running the controls on the TV side of things here at Slick. And no score after 1 inning of play between Union and Juab. The Cougars now bring to the plate this inning the 6, 7, and 8 batters. It'll be Xander Nilsson followed by Gavin Roberts and Camden Franson. If they get to the 4th batter this inning, that will be Cade Franson. For a quick 1-1 count to Xander Nilsson. Next pitch from Mattinson misses upstairs for ball 2, so 2 balls and a strike.
You know, in the coach's comments, Coach Labrum talked about the bottom part of his order, and because of how they've been playing, it's allowed his top part of his order to really come around and hit some runners in and get some high RBIs, and so this is an important part of Coach Labrum's lineup coming up to bat right now.
Yes, it is, as Nilsson stands back in on the right side, the 2-1 pitch on the inside edge for a called strike 2 and a 2-2 count. They don't have the mile-per-hour gun working for us here at Cape Field today, but we'll see if they hopefully get that going at some point. It's always nice to be able to see that. 2-2 pitch is fouled back out to 90th South.
I'm just looking over here to the right of us. UHSAA is sitting to the right of us, and they brought a lot of baseballs, so they might need them.
Yes, they will. Count remains 2-2. Mattinson out of the windup. Pitch to Nielsen. Swung on. Ground ball up the middle. Gets past Mattinson. Morostica knocks it down to the backhand, but has no play at first. So an infield single for Xander Nielsen to lead the inning off for the Cougars.
Good piece of hitting there with 2 strikes. You know, he took what the pitcher gave him and drove a line drive ground ball or a ground ball right up through the middle, and Morostica he just had no play.
Brings Gavin Roberts to the plate for Union. He stands in on the right side. Mattinson out of the stretch. Pretty good lead at first for Nielsen. First pitch. This is low and in for ball 1. So first hit of the day belongs to the Cougars with that infield single by Xander Nielsen. This is Union's third base runner after 2 batters got walked in the first inning. It's the 1-0 from Mattinson. Thought about it, held off. Dade Roberts for ball 2 as it missed upstairs for a 2-0 hitter's count.
Yeah, just a little bit out of the zone there, and Coach Labrams, saying good job holding off on that high fastball.
Nelson will take a lead at first, about a 2.5, 3-step lead. 2-0 pitch, misses high and tight for ball 3, so a 3-0 count now to Roberts.
Out there, Coach Labram, he's calling out the plays. He uses the wristband or the number system instead of the traditional signs.
Not as big of a lead this time by Nielsen. 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike 1. Hansen with a throw down to first, not in time.
Yeah, he wants Nielsen to. He knows he's there. He's going to let him know that he knows that he's there.
Hitters count now for Roberts as he stands back in. 3-1. Mattinson sets as he checks the runner. 3-1 pitch. Swung on. Line drive into left center field. That one's going to get the gap. Down for a base hit. Bowles cuts it off. And Roberts heading to second will come in sliding safely with a double. Runners at second and third now for the Cougars with no outs here in the top of the second inning.
Great hit right there by Gavin Roberts. I mean, he found the gap out there, and Bowles did a good job getting to it, but not before he couldn't get to it fast enough to stop a double.
Put that fastball right over the plate, belt high. Gavin Roberts drives it into the left center field.
That's the difficult thing. You get behind on the batter. You've got to throw them something they can hit, and looks like Juab's going to pull their infielders in and try to cut this run off at home.
Yes, they will as Camden Franson steps up. Curveball on the inside half for a called strike 1. So the infield in on the painted turf, green turf. The 0-1. Swung on, high pop up. Looks like it's going to get back and out of play. Hansen coming back to the net. Nope, it's going to stay in play. What a catch by Kai Hansen. As that one did stay in play, he had to come back and make an incredible catch for out number 1, a P2 for Camden Franson. Pop up to the catcher for the first out of the inning.
That was a great play by Hansen. He was all the way back to screen. That thing just had a ton of spin on it. Gets behind it, but makes a diving catch to record the first out of the inning.
Great shot there on the camera. Those of you watching at TeamHive.live or KSL Sports. Infield still pulled in on the grass for Juab with 1 out. Runners at second and third for the Cougars. First pitch now to Cade Franson. It's on the outside half for a called strike 1.
Once again, after a couple batters, Mattinson, he's finding himself and starting to locate in the strike zone.
Runners take their lead. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Must have just missed upstairs for ball 1. And a 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike. No score here in the top of the second, but Union threatening. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Good hard swing right there by Franson, but just a little late on that one. Big gap right now on that between center and right. They're really shifting Bowles over to left.
And Larson's playing
Larson,
probably toward the line and right.
Yeah, he is.
Next pitch just misses high again for ball 2, and a 2-2 count now to Cade Franson. 1 out and 2 on here for Union in the top of the second inning. Franson back in on the right side as the runners take their lead. Mattinson comes set from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive into left center field, down for a hit. 1 run comes in to score. Bowles is up throwing. It will be cut off, and it's a 2-run single for Cade Franson. Union strikes first 2-0 here in the top of the second inning.
Well, Coach Labrum, like I said, he talked about how important the bottom of his lineup is, and Franson comes through with a great hit right there to score 2 runs in the top of the second inning.
So 2-0 Cougars. With a runner on first, and that brings the top of the order to the plate. Peyton Marks.
Peyton Marks, he's reached his first at-bat based on balls.
He's in on the left side. Mattinson will step off the mound as he looks the runner back to first. Turn and throw to first, not in time. Diving back safely is Franson.
Haven't seen a lot of movement haven't seen any steal attempts thus far.
Right.
A couple good leads, but...
First pitch for Mattinson. Curveball, stays out, ball 1.
Kai Hansen's doing the best he can to try to frame that pitch and help his pitcher out, but Blue's just not going for it.
Marks in the game walked in his first plate appearance. Got stranded at second base last inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike 1.
Good off-speed pitch right there for a strike. Just to give the folks at home a quick, some information on the dimensions of the field. At left field, you've got 335, center's 400. Right field down the line is 339, and the power alleys are 380.
Turn and throw to first, and they got him leaning this time. Calvin throws to second. They've got him in a rundown. Park running him down, and he just goes to the turf as Franson falls down. An easy tag out for Austin Park as Franson gets picked off for the second out of the inning.
Good job right there by Madsen reading that, and first baseman, shortstop, getting him in a rundown and getting that out. That's a big second out right there.
Yes, it is. Count remains 1-1 to Peyton Marks. Mattinson out of the windup, 1-1 pitch. Going to drop off low for ball 2. Yeah, you mentioned hadn't been a lot of movement, and the second they go to it, Kenyon Mattinson was ready for it. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch from Mattinson. Swung on, high pop-up, will stay in the infield. Park calling for it in front of second base. And he'll make the play for out number 3, a P6 for Marks. Pop up to the shortstop for the third out of the inning, but Union strikes first. They get 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning. No errors committed by Juab and no runners left on base. Through 1.5 innings of play, it is Union 2, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live and KSL Sports.
This is Mark Huntsman, President and CEO of Sunrise Engineering. Thank you to our clients and employees at Sunrise for the opportunity to work together to accomplish many great things. When you think of an engineering company, roads and water systems may come first to your mind. At Sunrise, we're in the people business. The people at Sunrise work hard to create solutions that work and relationships that last for the people of our communities. To become part of the Sunrise team or to learn more about our professional services, visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Grow everything better with Azomite mineral products. Azomite is used internationally as a soil additive and organic fertilizer for lawns, gardens, and field crops in more than 50 countries around the world. Their Feed Grid product, used as a feed ingredient for livestock, is gaining popularity because research shows a potential to improve overall animal health. Azomite can be found at your IFA country stores, Steve Reagan stores, or at azomite.com. For more information, visit them on Facebook, Twitter, or at azomite.com. That's azomite.com.
You're listening to exciting high school sports action on
KSVC.
Welcome back here to Cape Field at Salt Lake Community College as we go to the bottom of the second inning. 2-0. Union leads Juab in this 3A bracket play game. And the Wasps will bring to the plate the 4, 5, and 6 batters this inning. Kenyon Mattinson, Kai Hansen, and Garrett Hofer. If they get to the fourth batter, that will be Jimmy Larson for Juab. Peyton Mark still on the mound for Union. Quick 1-1 count to Kenyon Mattinson. As he works in the stretch, the 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled out to 90th South on the right side for strike 2.
I don't think any cars were hit on that one either. So far, there's been 3 foul balls and no cars hit that I can tell.
So a 1-2 count. Marks again sets. Next pitch to Mattinson. Drops off low and away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sweeping curveball right there. Just started on the inside or the middle part of the plate, and it just went too far out.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Another one. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Mattinson will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Peyton Marks.
Marks is doing a good job on the mound. I mean, he threw 8 pitches in the first inning. That's 5 right there to a batter. So he's being very efficient on the mound and doing everything that Coach Labram's asked him to do.
Brings Kai Hansen to the plate. He watches strike 1 go by on the outside half. Stands back in on the right side. There's the 0-1 delivery. Swung on, ground ball to the right side, goes just foul as he tried to inside out that one for strike 2.
Yeah, he did a good job, Hansen did right there. He kept his hands back and just waited a long time to get the barrel through the ball.
So an 0-2 count. Mark sets the 0-2. Swung on, ground ball, chopped to the right side. Marks off the mound, will field it. The flip to first is in time for the 1-3 ground out and the second out of the inning. As Juab continues to look for their first base runner, Garrett Hofer comes to the plate next for the Wasps.
Mark's doing a good job fielding this position right there, but he is doing a really good job on the mound right now for the Union Cougars.
And on the right side, Hofer, curveball swung on and fouled to the right side. Out of play for strike 1. Peyton Marks on the year. Not a big strikeout guy. He had 41 strikeouts coming into the state tournament in 35 1/3 innings. So a little over 1 an inning. That's what he's at right now at 2. Here's the 0-1 to Hofer. Check swing, held off. Field umpire agrees. Ball 1.
What Marks is doing really well right now, though, is he's using all parts of the plate. He's going inside, outside. His elevation changes, and he's keeping these batters off balance.
The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Hancock fields it at short. Throw to first is in time for the 6-3 ground out. And the third out of the inning as the Wasps go down in order. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Through 2 complete. It's Union 2, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact.
Welcome back here to Salt Lake Community College at Cape Field. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live. Top of the third inning we go with Union leading Juab 2-0 in this 3A bracket play game. And the Cougars bring the 2, 3, and 4 batters to the plate this inning. Gannon Labrum, P.J. Hancock, and Tyson Marks. If they get to the fourth batter, that will be Hayden Rich. Labrum fouls off the first 2 pitches for a quick 0-2 count.
Tell you what, he does not look like a sophomore out there. He's a good-sized kid.
Yes. Heck of a baseball player for the Cougars as he stands back in on the left side. There's the 0-2 delivery from Mattinson. Stays high and away for ball 1.
Well, I'm sure Labrum comes at it natural with a lot of baseball prodigy in his family.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just misses outside for ball 2 and a 2-2 count. After 2 innings, Kenyon Mattinson was at 43 pitches, so he's up to 47. On the flip side, Peyton Marks has only thrown 19 for Union. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball stays upstairs for ball 3 and a full count.
Yeah, and you talked about it last week. In order to pitch a complete game, you have to stay at 15 pitches or less pretty much. I mean, you can throw a couple extra here and there, but got to stay about in that, right around that area.
The payoff pitch misses high and away for ball 4. And for the third straight inning for Union, the leadoff batter is on base as Gannon Labrum, for the second time today, draws a base on balls.
You know, after getting down in the count, 0-2, comes back and draws a walk. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Brings P.J. Hancock to the plate.
Good piece of hitting right there. Or, well, I guess he didn't hit it, but good at bat, I should say.
Hancock stands in on the right side as Labrum takes a lead at first. About a 2.5-step lead for Labrum. First pitch to Hancock. High and tight, ball 1.
Looks like Coach Labrum's going to ask Hancock to hit away. His last at bat, he squared the bunt the first couple pitches, but
something must be being said in the dugout by Union as the home plate umpires talking to the Union dugout.
Assume they're not heckling their own batter, so must be heckling the pitcher.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball. Drops in for a called strike 1. Juab has sent Landon Buchanan, senior pitcher, down to the bullpen to get warmed up.
Good pitch right there by Mattinson. That was a really good-looking curveball. Really, really fooled Hancock. Buckled his knees.
Here's the 1-1. Labrum takes off on the pitch, swinging a miss. Throw down to second is in time as Park applies the tag for the first out of the inning. It's a 1-2 count to Hancock, and Labrum is caught stealing for out number 1.
Great throw by Hanson. We were just talking a little bit about how good a job he does behind the plate. And man, what a great throw.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Hancock will go down swinging for the second out of the inning, and fourth strikeout of the game for Kenyon Mattinson. That's got the Juab crowd and the team a little bit more animated. That caught stealing attempt.
The Juab or the Union?
The Juab.
Oh, yes, excuse me. Yeah.
First pitch now misses inside to Tyson Marks for ball 1. A little more excitement there.
That's right. And the first attempt of the game right there, and Hanson throws him out.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ball in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 count now to Marks. And, you know, the other one that they were going to try to steal on, they picked off.
That's right. So Juab doing a good job keeping the base runners at check.
But on the flip side, Union has yet to allow a Juab base runner. Here's the 2-0 hitters count pitch. This is high and tight for ball 3 to the cleanup hitter for the Cougars, Tyson Marks, with a 3-0 count. Madison working out of the windup. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That one's in there for a called strike one. So a 3-1 hitter's count now to Marks, who's 0 for 1. He went down looking in the first inning. In fact, watch 3 straight. Here's the 3-1 pitch. On the outside edge for a called strike 2 and a full count.
It's not the pitch he wanted right there. Watches another one go by.
He's back in the left side. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-0 Union. Here's the payoff pitch from Mattinson. On the outside edge for a called strike 3, and Marks will go down looking for the 3rd out of the inning, 5th strikeout of the game for Kenyon Mattinson, as Union threatens but they do not score. No runs on no hits, and no errors committed by Juab, and no runners left on base through 2.5 innings of play. It is Union 2, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Barrett's Foodtown has been your hometown grocer since 1935, earning your business every day with its fast, friendly, and convenient services. Barrett's meat department is second to none. You don't have to call someone out of the back room to get that special cut of meat you desire and deserve. You don't have to play card games or put up with troublesome gimmicks. You save money every time you shop Barrett's Foodtown. Barrett's Foodtown supports local schools and sporting events. Shop Barrett's Foodtown in Salina or click on barrettsfoodtown.com or follow Barrett's on Facebook.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
Drive for a winning team. DP Curtis Trucking works hard to move America and get their drivers home on the weekend. DP Curtis hires reliable drivers with competitive starting pay and raises after 90 days. Employment options include insurance, 401k, paid vacation, and attainable bonuses, and more. Why would you drive for anyone else? Call DP Curtis Trucking for details, 435-893-2900. That's 435-893-2900, or click on dpcurtis.com.
Live play-by-play coverage of local high school sports.
KSBC.
To the bottom of the 3rd inning with Union leading Juab 2-0 in Game 1 of the 3A Baseball State Tournament. And the Wasps as the 2 seed will bring the 7, 8, 9 batters to the plate this inning. Jimmy Larson, Trayson Coombs, and Luke Marostica. If they get to the 4th batter, the leadoff hitter is Bryce Bowles. Peyton Marks on the mound for Union. Is yet to allow a base runner. Has a quick 0-1 count on Larson, making a swing and a miss, strike 2, and an 0-2 count.
Getting up on the batter early right here is Marks.
And that's what he's done, just 19 pitches through 2 innings. The 0-2 curveball swung on, ground ball chopped foul to the left side as Larson battles to stay alive.
Coach Parks did a good job staying down on that ball, just like Tom Amansky showed us back in the 80s.
Ground ball at him in the coach's box. Count remains 0-2 as Marks comes set. The 0-2 to Larson. Swung on, again, chopped foul right back to Coach Park.
Doing a good job fielding his position.
So count continues as 0-2. I don't know what was being said in that Union dugout. We talked about the umpire, visiting with him, telling him something during that last inning. As Larson hits a line drive back in the middle, 1 hop, and it's going to get right between the middle infielders for the first base runner of the day for Juab, and their first hit with a leadoff single for Jimmy Larson.
Hancock and Nilsson, shortstop and second baseman, they gave good effort right there. Even if they get that ball, they're not going to get that runner. And it gets between them, and Juab has their first base runner of the game.
Yes, they do. So runner on first. Trayson Coombs now comes to the plate for the Wasps. He'll square to bunt. Unable to make contact. Throw down to first, not in time as Larson dives back safely. Strike 1 to Coombs.
Good throw right there by Rich, though, to check that runner at first.
Was mentioning that the umpire talked to the Union dugout. He then stopped to Coach Labrum on his way to the dugout and talked to him for a little bit as well. So, again, I'm not sure what's happening. That's one of the advantages of being over at Kearns is that we're right there in the action as the throw over to first is not in time. Larson was leaning but was able to dive back safely at first base.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pickoff move, though. That was close.
Manti is here. We've seen several North Sanpete fans. They play next at 4:30 this afternoon. Again, Coombs will square to bunt. It's it fouled on the first base side for a strike. 2 and an 0-2 count now to Trayson Coombs.
Coombs just, we saw this last week with Coombs in this part of the lineup. Coach Park, he was willing to use the bunt to move runners and get guys in scoring position and to manufacture runs, and we see he's doing it today.
Larson takes the lead at first. Turn and throw to first, not in time, as Larson is only about a step off the bag this time. Easily gets back. 0-2 count to Coombs as Marks comes set. The 0-2 pitch, curveball entered outside for ball one.
You've got about, right now with Juab's lineup, three hitters in a row. Very good. Got a lot of speed, and they can bunt the ball for a base hit.
Yeah. Larson about a 2-step lead now as Marks sets. Here's the 1-2. This is high and tight for ball. 2 and a 2-2 count to Trayson Coombs. Again, Larson with the lead as Marks works in the stretch. No outs here. Bottom 3. 2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on. Slow ground ball to the left side off the mound as Marks. Throw to first is in time. And they get Coombs on the 1-3 ground out for the first out of the inning, but works as good as a bunt as he moves Jimmy Larson over to second base.
Yeah, basically what it was, a swinging bunt. Ball gets between the pitcher and the third baseman, and they move Larson to second base. That's what they were trying to do the whole time, so he's there.
Brings Luke Morostica to the plate now for Juab. He'll stand in on the left side. Marks checks the runner. First pitch. It's going to miss low. Knocked down by Rich behind the plate. Ball one.
Union's third baseman, Gavin Roberts, he's playing right there even with the grass. He's not giving up a bunt. Now he's going to back off a little bit. Still, he's in running position, ready to field that bunt.
1-0 pitch. Misses upstairs for ball two, so a 2-0 hitter's count now to Morostica. And it looks like Peyton Marks wants a new baseball. And they will toss that one out, does the home plate umpire after inspecting it.
That one's no good, huh?
Guess not. 2-0 count. Marks sets as he checks Larson at second. 2-0 pitch to Morostica. That one caught the inside edge for a called strike one. Defense continuing to play pretty well straight up. Labram's not real deep in center field. Really hasn't been for anybody. 2-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back out of play for strike two and a 2-2 count.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier too with Labram. He's playing shallower than Bulls is, and even when Austin Park come to the plate, he still played him pretty shallow.
Yeah,
considering the power that Park has.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Mark sets the pitch to Morostica. Misses outside for ball 3 and a full count. So first batter that has gone to a full count against Peyton Marks today. The 9th batter of the inning. Or the lineup, I should say.
The game, yeah.
Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch. Swung on. High pop-up's going to stay in play, it looks like. Drifting back is Rich behind the plate, and he'll make the play for out number 2.
That's an assist by Rich's teammates right there. He couldn't find the ball. Marks could see it was behind him. He's pointing at it, and Rich gets back there and makes a great play behind the plate to record out number 2.
So a P2 pop to the catcher for Luke Morostica for the second out of the inning. And Bryce Bowles now comes up for Juab with a runner on second. Union leading 2-0 here in Game 1 of the 3A State Tournament bracket play. Bryce Bowles in on the left side. He'll square to bunt, drops it on the left side, and that one's going to roll foul. Nearly a beautiful bunt for a base hit, but just rolls foul and swept up as soon as it crossed the line by Peyton Marks.
Yeah, they were not taking any chances that would come back into play, so Marks pushes that out, touches it as soon as he can. Bryce Bowles, he's 0 for 1 in this game. His first at bat, he struck out swinging.
Has an 0-1 count here after that foul ball. Next pitch is swung on and fouled to the left side out of play for strike 2 and an 0-2 count.
I don't know if they're giving away bubblegum this game for foul balls, but they might need to, because there's been a lot of them.
Yes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second here for Juab. Mark sets. The 0-2 to Bowles. Misses low and away, ball 1.
He didn't have to help the umpire on that one. That was far enough outside and low enough. Umpire didn't need any help on that one.
Larson again takes the lead at second, not really being held on. 1-2 pitch is swung on. Line drive to left field is caught by Xander Nilsson for out number 3. So an L7 for Bowles. Line out to left for the 3rd out of the inning as Juab threatens, but they do not score. No runs on, 1 hit, no errors by Union, and 1 runner left on base through 3 innings of play. It is Union 2, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
KSBC.
We're back here at Kate Field as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Union leading Juab 2-0 in Game 1 of 3A bracket play at the state tournament. And the Cougars bring the 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate this inning. Hayden Rich, Xander Nilsson, and Gavin Roberts. If they get to the 4th batter of the inning, that will be Camden Franson. Canyon Mattinson still on the mound for Juab and has a quick 0-2 count on Hayden Rich as he watches strike 1 fastball, strike 2 curveball. There's the 0-2 delivery from Mattinson. Just misses outside for ball 1.
When Mattinson's got ahead of the batters, he's been really effective. But once he's gotten behind him, it's kind of been a little bit of a struggle. But so far, so good this batter.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Hayden Rich will go down swinging for the first out of the inning, 6th strikeout of the game for Canyon Mattinson. Brings the plate Xander Nilsson now for the Cougars. Union has had a base runner every inning so far this game. First pitch from Mattinson. Curveball. Must have stayed up for ball 1.
Yeah, say, where was that one?
We're elevated, so it's hard to see sometimes that height where it's at. But here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled back out to 90th South for strike 1 and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, there's another one. We do not want the kids going after those balls.
No. Looks like Union also has a pitcher out warming up in the bullpen. Juab had Buchanan down there last inning. He's now come back to the dugout. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Mattinson. Curveball. That one will stay upstairs for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 delivery. High and tight, ball 3 and a hitter's count now for Xander Nilsson.
Xander reached. He's 1 for 1 right now with a single and a run scored.
3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Full count.
Good hard swing right there on a hitter's count.
Yeah, he had the infield single for the first hit of the game back in the second inning. The payoff pitch for Mattinson swung on and chopped foul to the left side as he battles to stay alive. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to see if I could catch a number on the Union pitcher down to the bullpen, but
Need our binoculars.
yeah, it's 350 feet down there. Again, the payoff pitch. That one's going to miss outside. It got by Hansen. Taking off running is Xander Nilsson. He's going to round first, and he will hold there. But a 1-out base on balls for Xander Nilsson. Puts a runner on for the Cougars, leading 2-0 here on the top of the 4th inning.
I think coaches appreciate that when a kid walks, that they get down the line, and you never know what could happen. Some of these backstops are deep; it could bounce around, and if there's a chance to take a base, these coaches will move them around.
Gavin Roberts stands on the right side now for the Cougars. First pitch, curveball, strike 1.
Madison's been pretty effective with the curveball. That might be his most consistent pitch today.
Yeah.
He's thrown a lot of curveballs for strikes.
0-1 count. Pretty good lead at first for Nelson. Throw over to first is not in time as he dives back safely.
Cowan trying to sell that. Showing a lot of confidence, like he put the tag on and ran out like, hey, you've got him. But officials weren't buying it.
Roberts roped a double into left center field in his first at bat. Throw to first again, not in time. No tag applied by Cowan. Nilsson dives back safely. Count remains 0-1. Next pitch is going to drop off low for ball 1 and a 1-1 count.
Juab's done a great job when the runners reach base. They've been doing a good job keeping them close, throwing them out, picking them off, whatever it is. But they've been doing a good job in this game.
Not sure what happened to when he slid back, if he got some of the rubber in his eye or what. But Xander Nilsson over there at first base getting checked out.
There wasn't a throw over even right there yet.
No.
Yeah, he was rubbing his eye out right there, but must be good to go.
So Gavin Roberts stands back in the right side. Count remains 1-1 with 1 out, 1 on. Union leading 2-0 here on the top of the 4th. Mattinson sets. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Good curveball. He just swings through that one, and he fooled Roberts on that curveball.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Roberts had the double into left. Came around to score last inning. He was the second run of the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball stays upstairs for ball 2 and a 2-2 count.
They've thrown at Nilsson a couple times over there on first base, but he continues to get a good lead. It hasn't affected how far he's getting off the base.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, pretty good lead. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Past the diving Hofer in the 5-6 hole into left field. And another hit for Gavin Roberts. Puts 2 on with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning for the Cougars, leading 2-0.
Good piece of hitting and found a hole right there. Moves moves Nilsson to second base and brings Camden Franson up, who is 0 for 1, looks like, with the pop out to the catcher.
It was Tyson Marks that was out in the bullpen warming up for Union. He's now come back to the dugout as Camden Franson stands in on the right side with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch, called strike 1.
I've never played on an artificial turf field, but I'm sure the ball may come off that just a little bit quicker. They're always going to have good hops, but Hofer, he dove for that, but it got past him pretty quickly, and And but he gave great effort at third base.
The 0-1 pitch misses high for ball one and a 1-1 count. Mattinson sets. Here's the 1-1 pitch, curveball. That one misses inside for ball two. 2 balls and a strike now to Camden Franson. Runners again will take their lead. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And good hard swing right there. Nobody's holding runners on either first or second right now. You don't expect it on first, but nothing really being done at second base.
Mattinson comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back out of play as Franson battles to stay alive. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Franson as he stands back in on the right side. Xander Nilsson at second, Gavin Roberts at first for the Cougars with 1 out, leading 2-0. The 2-2 pitch, curveball, swung on, high pop up to the left side. It'll be called for by Hofer at third base, and he'll make the play for out number 2, so a P5 for Camden Franson. Pop up to the third baseman for the second out of the inning.
And the officials were calling the infield fly rule right there, but just to make sure that still is a live ball and runners can advance if they choose. So Park did a good job coming over and covering third base.
So 2 outs in the inning. That brings Cade Franson to the plate. He stands in on the right side. First pitch, way outside for ball 1.
Cade Franson, he's 1 for 1 in this game with 2 RBIs right now with his single.
Into left center field. Turn and throw to second. Not in time as Nilsson dives back safely as Park applies the tag.
It's a good timing play they got right there. Those are really close. Those pickoffs to second base.
Franson back in on the right side as Mattinson checks the runners. 1-0 pitch, curveball for a called strike 1 on the inside edge. Again, Union's had plenty of base runners, at least 1 base runner every inning. Now, last inning, that base runner did get caught stealing, so they left no one on. Here's the 1-1. Just misses. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, and with all those base runners, they've actually only left. I just have 2 left on base.
Well, they've gotten picked off once, caught stealing once.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-1 for Mattinson. Misses low and away for ball 3 and a 3-1 hitter's count. So Cade Franson, who came through with a 2-2 single, 2-run single back in the second. That's a 3-1 hitter's count here as the runners take their lead. Mattinson comes set. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled back to the screen, strike 2. So the count's full for Cade Franson.
Franson, there's a big hole out there in right center field, and Bowles, he's playing pretty shallow right now in center field.
Mattinson's going to step off the mound as time is called. Runners again will be taken off on the pitch with a full count and 2 outs. The payoff pitch for Mattinson. Misses high for ball 4 to load the bases for the leadoff batter, Peyton Marks. He leads the team with that .429 batting average coming into today. And he's got a chance here to drive in some runs and help out his own cause as the pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, and Marks, he's 0 for 1 right now, but he did reach by walk his first at bat.
He stands in on the left side as the runners take their lead. Bases juiced here for the Cougars, leading 2-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. First pitch right at the top of the zone for a called strike one.
Union, they're making Mattinson work. They're going to, anything that's high, they're letting go, and they're being pretty disciplined up there at the plate.
The 0-1 pitch. Misses outside for ball one. One ball, one strike. Again, the runners will take their lead. Here's the 1-1. That one misses low for ball two.
The bottom part of the order for the Union Cougars has done their job, and now you've got the top of the order, and Coach Labram's going to ask them to do their job and drive these runs in.
The 2-1 pitch. Stays outside for ball three. A walks a run here for the Cougars, with their leading RBI man on deck. Peyton Marks in on the left side. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Mattinson's going to step off the mound. They have Buchanan back down in the bullpen. Warming up again does Coach Park. Again, Mattinson sets. Here's the 3-1. High and tight for ball four, and it's a 3-0 Union lead as Mattinson will walk in a run on the base on balls to Peyton Marks, and Coach Park is out of the dugout.
Good job by Marks right there, just being patient and making Mattinson work right there. Looks like they're going to make a change or just going to taking a little time to get Buchanan warmed up.
He's visiting with Mattinson right now, getting his thoughts and feeling. Bases remain loaded. Gannon Labram coming to the plate for the Cougars.
And I believe you said he's second in RBIs on their team?
Leads him in RBIs.
Oh, leads him in RBIs.
Yep. 37 RBIs on the year coming into this game for Gannon Labram. They leave Mattinson on the mound with the bases loaded. And Labram coming to the plate.
Shows a lot of trust right there from your head coach.
The runners will again take their lead. Mattinson, first pitch to Labram. He'll square to bunt, pops it on the left side, foul for strike one.
Curious to whether that was a called play by the coach or if Gannon just could see the third baseman's playing so far back, there's no chance he's going to get him if he bunts it. Now he's pulled up to the grass. That does Hofer.
Mattinson again sets. Going to have time called by Labram in the box. Well, Labram hitting out of the left side with good speed. If he's able to lay that bunt down, easily would have reached base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. On the outside edge for a called strike, 2-0 count now to Labram.
That bunt attempt changed how the corners were playing because both Hofer at third and also Cowan at first, they were both playing back.
The 0-2 pitch. It's going to miss outside for ball one. One run across this inning for the Cougars. They lead Juab 3-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. Game one of the 3A state tournament bracket play. Bases loaded for Union with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, popped to the left side. It foul territory. Will it get out of play? No, it won't. Garrett Hofer makes the catch next to the wall for out number 3. A P5 for Labram, popped to third for the third out of the inning, but Union adds to their lead as they get 1 run in the inning. They do so on 1 hit in the inning. No errors committed by Juab and 3 runners left on base through 3.5 innings of play. We're halfway home. It's Union 3, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Life's hard. Don't make it harder. Shop the Jorgensen Automotive Group. The Jorgensen Auto Group bursts the bubble of the big city car deals. Jorgensen Ford Richfield, Jorgensen Chevrolet Ephraim, dealing experiences that fit your lifestyle and budget. You can even shop from the seat of your britches at both Jorgensen dealerships. Sit down or pull over and click on jorgford.com or jorgchev.com. Start your lifestyle story free of the after-deal remorse you often get in the big city. Enjoy the experience at the Jorgensen Automotive Group.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit ipautah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Your home for high school sports.
KSVC.
We're back here at Kate Field at Salt Lake Community College as the Union Cougars lead the Juab Wasps 3-0 in bracket play at the 3A Baseball State Tournament. And Juab will now bring to the plate the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Austin Park, Connor Cowan, and Canyon Mattinson. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Kai Hansen. Peyton Marks still on the mound for Union. Works from the stretch. First pitch to Park. Misses low, ball 1.
Park's going to be a little more patient at this at-bat. He saw one pitch in his last at-bat, and he popped out to first base.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball swung on, line drive to the left field line is fair for a base hit. Park rounds first. A little bit of a bobble in left field, but he will hold there with a leadoff single for the Wasps. That was roped.
That was just a little more patient. He just saw 2 pitches in that.
So, we get news here. Former Baylor basketball player and BYU basketball player Caleb Lohner, remember him, played for Wasatch Academy too. He will transfer to Utah to play football.
There you go. I do not remember him, actually.
All right.
But
Connor Cowan now steps in for Juab. First pitch way outside for ball 1. Cowan's 0 for 1 in the game as well. He flew out to center field to end the first inning. The 1-0 from Marks. Swung on. One hop ground ball to the right side as it bobbled at second base. Throw to first is still in time as Nilsson was looking for the double play, but he will get the out at first for the first out of the inning.
Good job by Nilsson staying with that. They weren't able to turn the double play, but he stuck with that and still got an out at first base. So that could have been a disaster right there, but he hung in there.
It does move Park to second base in scoring position as Canyon Mattinson stands in on the right side now for Juab. First pitch from Marks. Curveball swung on. High pop up to the right side. Will stay in the infield. Called for it at first base, and making the play is Tyson Marks for out number 2. So a P3 for Mattinson. Pop up to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. That'll bring Kai Hansen to the plate now for Juab with 2 outs and 1 on.
Marks continues to keep a low pitch count, but Juab's doing a good job helping him there. They're jumping on the first couple pitches and a lot of pop outs.
First pitch, swung on, line drive, right at the shortstop. P.J. Hancock for out number 3, and L6 for Hansen for the third out of the inning as Juab threatens, but they do not score. No runs on 1 hit, no errors by Union, and 1 runner left on base through 4 innings of play. It's Union 3, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit ipautah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the TurboMax engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Complete.
Top of the fifth inning of this 3A baseball state tournament bracket play. Game 1 of bracket number 2 with Union, the 7 seed, leading number 2 Juab 3-0. And the Cougars will bring to the plate this inning the 3, 4, and 5 batters, P.J. Hancock, Tyson Marks, and Hayden Rich. If they get to the fourth batter, that'll be Xander Nielsen. Kenyon Mattinson still on the mound for Juab. First pitch, swing and a miss. Here's the 0-1 for Mattinson. Curveball. Misses inside for ball 1 and a 1-1 count. I have Mattinson unofficially at 96 pitches coming into this inning, so just after those 2 pitches thrown, just 12 pitches to go. Here's the 1-1. Swung on. High pop up into shallow center field. Bowles working his way in. Settles underneath it and makes the play for out number 1. So an F8 for Hancock. Fly out to center field for the first out of the inning.
You know, he gets a couple more batters like that and he can go another inning, but maybe runs up some high counts here. This will be it for Mattinson.
Brings the cleanup hitter Tyson Marks to the plate, hitting from the left side. First pitch for Mattinson. Curveball. Stays outside for ball 1. Marks is 0 for 2. Struck out looking twice. In fact, he hasn't swung the bat yet in this game.
No.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Misses low for ball 2 and a hitter's count for Marks. Takes a sign as Mattinson. Here's the 2-0. That one's on the outside edge for a called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Still hasn't seen anything he's liked so far.
So a 2-1 count. Next pitch from Mattinson. Curveball swung on. That'll be fouled to the left side for strike 2.
Went out into the fans, hit a chair, and bounced right back onto the field.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Tyson Marks as he stands back into the left side. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Marks will go down swinging for the second out of the inning and 7th strikeout of the game for Kenyon Mattinson.
Good job right there by Mattinson. He got down the count and comes back and strikes Marks out.
Brings Hayden Rich to the plate now with 2 outs and no one on for the Cougars. Top 5, they lead Juab 3-0. First pitch, thought about it, held off, watches ball 1 go by.
Felt like the official thought about that one as well for a second.
Yeah. Here's the 1-0 from Mattinson. That one will miss up for ball 2, so a 2-0 hitter's count.
Mattinson, he's been really effective with the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Union Cougars.
Ground ball chopped foul to the left side for strike 1 and a 2-1 count to Rich. Yeah.
All 7 strikeouts are from those 3 batters, 3 hitters.
Yep. And then 1 fly out as well out of that group. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball. Called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rich looks down the third baseline to Coach Labrum and stands back in. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Mattinson. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Rich will go down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. 8th strikeout of the game for Kenyon Mattinson as he sits him down in order today. For the first time today, 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 4.5. It's Union 3, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
This is Mark Huntsman, President and CEO of Sunrise Engineering. Thank you to our clients and employees at Sunrise for the opportunity to work together to accomplish many great things. When you think of an engineering company, roads and water systems may come first to your mind. At Sunrise, we're in the people business. The people at Sunrise work hard to create solutions that work and relationships that last for the people of our communities. To become part of the Sunrise team or to learn more about our professional services, visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Your source for high school sports,
KSVC.
Welcome back here to Kate Field, Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports. Game 1 of Bracket 2 in the 3A Baseball State Tournament. Again, this was scheduled to be played at Gatesfield at Kearns High School. Bracket 2 were the 11 o'clock and 1:30 games. Bracket 1 with Emory, Grantsville, and Morgan Canyon View was scheduled to be at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Ground ball here by Garrett Hofer for Juab to start the inning. Get picked up by the shortstop, P.J. Hancock. A backhand and a throw across the diamond for out number 1. A 6-3 ground out for Hofer for the first out of the inning.
That's a great throw right there from Hancock. That's deep into the gap right there and just throws a strike across the field to first base to get that out.
So 6, 7, and 8 batters here in the order for Juab. Hofer followed by now Larson, then Trayson Coombs. If the Wasps get to the 4th batter of the inning, that'll be Luke Morostica. As I was mentioning, these are scheduled to be at Gatesfield at Kearns High School. And first pitch swinging is Larson. Line drive right at Hancock for out number 2. So an L6 for Larson for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Peyton Marks.
It's unreal. I mean, he's been so efficient there. He's throwing balls in the strike zone, but just where these Juab Wasp hitters can't get a lot on him.
Brings Trayson Coombs to the plate. He stands in on the right side with 2 outs and no one on here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch, curveball, strike 1. But due to the weather, they had to make some changes to the games, and they were able to work around the practice schedules of Salt Lake Community College and BYU and split the 2 brackets up. 0-1 pitch for a called strike 2 at that curveball from Marks to Coombs. So an 0-2 count now to Trayson Coombs. They've got bracket 2 here at Salt Lake Community College, bracket 1 at BYU. The 0-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball, knocked down off the mound as diving for it was Marks, and he stands up. The flip to first is in time for the 1-3 ground out in the 3rd out of the inning as he sets them down in order. 1, 2, 3, go the Wasps. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 5 innings of play. It's Union 3, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main
Field at Salt Lake Community College. Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen as we go to the top of the 6th inning with Juab trailing Union 3-0. Juab the 2 seed, Union the 7 seed here in the 3A state tournament. And the Cougars will bring the 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate. Xander Nilsson, Gavin Roberts, and Camden Franson. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Cade Franson for the Cougars. And a new pitcher for Juab as Landon Buchanan takes over on the mound. His first pitch to Xander Nilsson misses in the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, Xander, he's coming to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with an infield hit, reached at the base on balls, and he has scored a run this game.
Called strike there, makes it a 1-1 count now to Nilsson. Buchanan out of the windup. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Buchanan coming in and getting ahead of Nilsson right here.
Shakes off the sign, takes the next one. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swung on, ground ball, chopped foul to the left side as Nilsson battles.
Coach Labrum right there showing that he also watched those Tom Amansky videos and fields that well. He fields his position in the box.
Count remains 1-2. Next pitch from Buchanan.
Hey, that's a bad reference, you know. Maybe these people don't remember.
I remember.
Tom Amansky and Fred McGriff, you know, being advertising for him. But Fred McGriff was a big deal back for the Atlanta Braves, right?
Yeah, he was. 2-2 pitch, popped to the right side in foul territory. Hansen from catching position, able to make the play right near the on-deck circle for out number 1. A P2 for Xander Nilsson. Pop up to the catcher for the first out of the inning.
That could have been our trivia question. Who was the player on the Tom Amansky
advertisements?
Advertisements, yeah.
So 1 out in the inning. Gavin Roberts comes to the plate next for the Cougars. First pitch from Buchanan. Curveball, strike 1.
Buchanan's doing a good job coming in right now and throwing he's had 1 ball and these 2 batters, doing a good job on the mound.
The 0-1 pitch, another curveball, strike 2.
Especially doing a good job locating that curveball for strikes.
Yes. So a quick 0-2 count to Roberts. Next pitch, swung on, ground ball back at the middle. Buchanan fields it cleanly, throw to first in time for the 1-3 ground out and the second out of the inning. Buchanan on the mound, he's ready. As Camden Franson steps in on the right side.
Yeah, you like when these pitchers work fast.
First pitch, misses low and away, ball 1. Franson's 0 for 2 in the game, popped out to the catcher and popped out to the third baseman. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball on the inside half. Strike 1.
Good curveball right there. Started it in on Franson. It comes in and catches the inside part of the plate.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. Called strike 2 in the low away part of the zone for a 1-2 count.
Buchanan, he's in a rhythm right now. Don't slow him down. Just give me the ball and let me throw it.
1-2 pitch, swung on, deep fly ball to center field. Bowles had thought about going back, then stayed, and then had to hurry and go back to make the catch on the run for out number 3. An F8 for Franson, flat to center field for the third out of the inning as Buchanan sets them down in order. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 5.5 innings of play. It is Union 3, Juab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Barrett's Food Town has been your hometown grocer since 1935, earning your business every day with its fast, friendly, and convenient services. Barrett's meat department is second to none. You don't have to call someone out of the back room to get that special cut of meat you desire and deserve. You don't have to play card games or put up with troublesome gimmicks. You save money every time you shop Barrett's Food Town. Barrett's Food Town supports local schools and sporting events. Shop Barrett's Food Town in Salina or click on barrettsfoodtown.com or follow Barrett's on Facebook.
In the beginning, glass repair meant a long trip to the city. Inconvenient, but it got the job done. Then came the big chains, quick but costly. Then Clear Sight Glass Solutions rolled into town. For 15 years, they've been making your life easier with mobile and in-shop services. Because they're local, and they genuinely care about keeping you safe on the road. They even recalibrate for new models. Visit them on Main Street or at clearsightglasssolutions.com. Keep it clear, keep it local with Clear Sight Glass Solutions in Nephi.
Drive for a winning team. DP Curtis Trucking works hard to move America and get their drivers home on the weekend. DP Curtis hires reliable drivers with competitive starting pay and raises after 90 days. Employment options include insurance, 401k, paid vacation, and attainable bonuses, and more. Why would you drive for anyone else? Call DP Curtis Trucking for details, 435-893-2900. That's 435-893-2900, or click on dpcurtis.com.
Live high school sports action on
KSVC.
Bottom of the sixth inning, and first pitch swinging is Luke Morostica, and our first error of the day will be charged against Union as a ground ball to the right side got through Chase Nilsson at second base, so Morostica reaches on the E4, and Juab turns it over to the top of the order with Bryce Bowles, then Austin Park, and if they get to the fourth batter, that will be Connor Cowan for the Wasps. Still on the mound, Peyton Marks for Union. Just 50 pitches through 5 innings, 51 now. Bowles stands on the left side. First pitch, he'll square to bunt. Unable to make contact, strike one.
Yeah, he stuck the bat out there. Made not the best effort at a bunt right there, but this is a dangerous man right here because he's fast and he can bunt for a base hit. So not just will he move a runner, but he can run it out.
Throw to first, not in time as Morostica dives back safely. Pretty good move from Marks.
Yeah.
So Bowles back on the left side. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the right side. Nilsson at second, fields that one cleanly. Throw to second is in time. Throw to first, not in time. So Bowles hits into the 4-6 fielder's choice as they get Morostica out at second base for the first out of the inning.
Good job right there by Nilsson. Fielding that one cleanly, getting the lead runner, but they had no chance to get Bowles at first.
Brings Austin Park to the plate. 3-0 Union leads Juab. Park stands in on the right side of the runner on first and one out. Bottom six. First pitch for Marks. Swung on, line drive through the 5-6 hole for a base hit. And 2 on now for the Wasps with the tying run coming to the plate in the form of Connor Cowan with 1 out here in the 6th.
So Park has now been up 3 times. He's 2 for 3 on 4 pitches.
Yeah.
2 singles to left field and got a man in scoring position due to the Juab Wasps.
Connor Cowan in on the right side. 3-0 Union leads. Cowan at the plate for Juab. Marks works from the stretch. Big lead at second for Morostica. First pitch curveball, swung on, deep fly ball to left. Going back is Xander Nilsson. That one's over his head. It'll one-hop the wall. Austin Park is running up the back of Bryce Bowles. He will come in to score. It's a 2-run double for Connor Cowan. And Juab is right back in it. 3-2 Union leads the Wasp with a tying run at second base.
Good hit right there. He, we talked about this a little bit. The outfielders have been playing a little bit shallow. I don't know if that's because of the weather and made it feel like the ball's not going to fly, but man, Cowan, he got all of that one. One hops the fence and scores 2 on an RBI double, or a 2 RBI double right there.
So Bowles from first, Bowles from second, Park from first. And with that, Union going to come out and have a visit on the mound with Peyton Marks. Pitching coach gives him a pat on the back. So let's get right back at it. Tying run in scoring position now for Juab with one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the cleanup hitter Kenyon Mattinson coming to the plate for the Wasps.
Yeah, Marks, he's pitched a great game. I mean, he's doing well out there on the mound. It's hard to hold a good hitting team like Juab down for a whole game.
Marks sets, first pitch to Mattinson. Bottom part of the zone for a called strike one.
Mattinson, he's 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out and then popped out to the first baseman in his first 2 plate appearances.
The 0-1 from Marks. Big swing and a miss, strike 2.
It's a good pitch right there on the inside part of the plate. He pulled his hands in. It was just not a lot he could do with that pitch, but it was a great location.
The 0-2. Curveball swung on, deep fly ball to left. Nilsson coming in, and he will make the play. No chance for Cowan to tag up. Out number 2, an F7 for Mattinson for the second out of the inning. So that brings Kai Hansen to the plate now for Juab with 2 outs and 1 on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Union leading 3-2 over the Wasps. Kai Hansen's been hitting the ball well for Juab. His last at bat hit a hard line drive just right at Hancock at shortstop.
Right, yeah, even in this game, he's getting the bat on the ball, and he's hitting it pretty hard. It's just right at the fielders, and they're making good plays.
First pitch curveball on the outside edge, strike 1. Cowan at second base for the Wasps. Takes his lead. The 0-1 pitch. Out and misses way outside for ball 1. And a 1-1 count.
Good job by Hayden Rich getting out of his crouch and getting that ball that was way off the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch from Marks. Swung on, chopped back up the middle, fielded by Marks off the mound. Throw to first is in time for the 1-3 ground out and the 3rd out of the inning. Juab, though, gets 2 back as they get 2 runs in the inning. They do so on 2 hits in the inning. 1 error committed by Union and 1 runner left on base through 6 complete. It's Union 3, Juab 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
When Bark detects a digital danger, I receive automatic alerts so that I can deal with problems as they arise, while still respecting my son's privacy by not having to read through every single message. Bark even delivers research-backed recommendations on dealing with the issue. This helps me and my son work together, trust each other, and build a deeper bond. Bark has helped protect millions of children while detecting tens of thousands of severe self-harm situations. Bark brings us closer together.
Get Bark protection today from Centricom on unlimited family devices. Visit Centricom.com to learn more.
Salt Lake Community College, Robert Lovell with you alongside Corey Sorensen on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom and KSL Sports. To the top of the 7th inning we go with Union leading second-seeded Juab 3-2. Here in Game 1 of this 3A Baseball State Tournament, and the Cougars bring the 9, 1, and 2 batters to the plate this inning. Cade Franson, Peyton Marks, and Gannon Labrum. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be P.J. Hancock for the Cougars. A quick 0-2 count to Franson. Watch strike 1 go by, fouled off the next one. Landon Buchanan still on the mound for Juab in his 2nd inning of relief. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and Franson will go down looking for the 1st out of the inning, 1st strikeout of the game for Landon Buchanan.
Good pitch right there by Buchanan. He was kind of away and came back on the inside, high inside pitch, and gets a strikeout.
Brings Peyton Marks to the plate now for the Cougars. He stands in on the left side. Buchanan out of the windup. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1.
Marks, he's 0 for 1, but he has been on base 2 out of the 3 times. He's walked twice, and he has I guess gets an RBI on a walk with the bases loaded.
Check swing here, goes around for strike 1 and a 1-1 count. Yeah, the RBI base on balls. There's the 1-1 from Buchanan. That curveball stays outside for ball 2 and a 2-1 count.
You know, coaches, they hate to see walks, but especially when it gives a hitter an RBI on a walk.
Yes.
They don't like seeing that at all.
2-1 on the inside edge for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now, 2 marks. Buchanan out of the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Marks will go down swinging for the second out of the inning, second strikeout of the game for Landon Buchanan. 10th strikeout by a Juab pitcher today.
Tell you what, impressed right now is Buchanan. He's settled in, he's working fast, and he's getting through these Union Cougar hitters right now.
First pitch to Gannon Labrum, strike 1. Labrum, like Marks, is also 0 for 1.
Also reached twice on 2 base on balls.
Yep. 0-1 pitch, strike 2, and an 0-2 count. Stayed away there as well. 2 on the outside half or outside edge. Labrum back in on the left side. Buchanan takes the sign from Hansen quickly into his motion. The 0-2 pitch. Misses low and away, ball 1.
It's going to keep working away right here on Labrum. And
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 7th. The 1-2 pitch. On the outside edge for a called strike 3, and Labrum will go down looking for the 3rd out of the inning. In fact, Landon Buchanan strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 6.5 innings of play. It is Union 3, Juab 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a professional, personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they are committed to providing value beyond the project. It is their goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Serving our local communities is something they are proud of, and it has been their privilege to do so for the past 40 years. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Life's hard. Don't make it harder. Shop the Jorgensen Automotive Group. The Jorgensen Auto Group bursts the bubble of the big city car deals. Jorgensen Ford Richfield, Jorgensen Chevrolet Ephraim, dealing experiences that fit your lifestyle and budget. You can even shop from the seat of your britches at both Jorgensen dealerships. Sit down or pull over and click on JorgFord.com or JorgChev.com. Start your lifestyle story free of the after-deal remorse you often get in the big city. Enjoy the experience at the Jorgensen Automotive Group.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit ipautah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
You're listening to exciting high school sports action on
KSVC. Welcome back here to Cape Field at Salt Lake Community College. Again, I'm not sure what's happening in the dugout on the Union side, but now 2 umpires over there talking to Coach Labrum out in front. And whatever it is, he's pleading his case. But umpires continue to discuss it with him. And we go to the bottom of the 7th and final inning. Last chance for second-seeded Juab as they trail number 7 Union 3-2. And the Wasps will bring the 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate this inning. Garrett Hofer, Jimmy Larson, and Trayson Coombs. If they get to the 4th batter, that will be Luke Morostica. Peyton Marks trying to go the distance on the mound to knock off number 2 Juab.
Yeah, whatever they're talking about, Coach Labrum not real happy about it, but umpires go back to where they belong, and Coach is lining out his outfield right now.
Garrett Hofer, first pitch swinging, foul, tip, strike one. Hofer is 0 for 2 in the game. He's grounded out to the shortstop twice. He stands back in on the right side. As Mark sets. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball swung on. Ground ball to the left side. Fielded by Hancock again. Throw to first is in time for the third straight time. A 6-3 ground out for Garrett Hofer. This one for the first out of the inning. Juab down to their final 2 at-bats. And it looks like Jennings will come into the on-deck circle to replace Trace and Coombs in the lineup. Jimmy Larson, though, will come to the plate next.
Yeah, they're being down right now. Any run you can get is going to be important. And Jennings he's hit a pinch hit home run this year. Maybe more than one, but at least one against Manti. And coach is going to put him in there to see if he can't do it again.
Called strike one to Jimmy Larson on the outside half. Juab down to their final 2 outs, down by a run here in the 7th inning. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2 to Larson.
Marks is just out there like no big deal. Hey, just another day at the park. Just throw it, let my fielders do their job, and I'll be fine. And that's exactly what's happened today for Marks.
There's the 0-2 to Larson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He'll go down swinging for the 2nd out of the inning, the 3rd strikeout of the game for Peyton Marks, and Juab down to their final out as Jennings will pinch hit for Trayson Coombs.
Great piece of pitching right there by Marks. Continues just to keep the ball low in the zone and keep his pitch count down per batter. His pitchers don't see a lot of pitches in their at-bats.
Union looking to move on to the bracket semifinals tomorrow. They need one more out to do it as Jennings will stand in on the left side. Marks sets from the stretch. 2 outs and no one on. Big swing and a miss, strike 1.
Just trying to even the game up right there with that swing. Just swings a little over, it looked like to me.
Here's the 0-1. Foul tip, back to the screen, strike 2. The Wasps down to their final strike. Peyton Marks moves his second baseman, Chase Nilsson, to the 3-4 hole, deep in the 3-4 hole into the grass. The rest of the infield shifts with him. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the left side on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports.